The Joe Rogan Experience.
Here's my thing back to the mass shootings and the gun control with the semi-automatic weapons. If they said, hey, man, if we get rid of semi-automatic weapons, there won't be any more mass shootings like this, don't you think in general most people are like, yeah, cool, take them, man? Are they that fun?
No.
Are they that cool to shoot?
People would not do that.
Why do you need them?
It doesn't matter whether you need them.
It's so stupid, Joe.
Listen, it is stupid.
It's a real problem, man. The
problem
kids are
is
dying left and right.
Okay, but you're looking at it the wrong way. You got to look at it in terms of the way they're looking at it. They're not going to say, okay, you take them. Because their idea is the government eventually wants all your guns. And they're going to start with assault weapons and then work their way to all weapons.
What if they just stop that assault?
Unarmed.
You're looking at worst case scenario. What if it's just assault because of the mass shootings?
Because they don't think that they should be able to do that. They think that the government does not have the ability to take away your guns.
But we have a problem.
The problem is crazy people shooting people. The problem is not
with
guns.
Automatic
The problem
weapons.
is not guns shooting people, right? So what are you going to do? You're going to go after those people that have the guns that have never done anything? Well, they are going to say, well, the Second Amendment protects my right to keep and bear arms.
Yeah, the amendment's written in the 1700s. That hasn't changed.
True.
The thing is, though, is if you get, hey, we have a problem. If we can get rid of these for now, in the future, we're good to go.
What I'm saying is the NRA...
Don't you think most Americans would be like, yeah, you're right, man. We don't need them that bad.
No chance.
That's mind-blowing to me.
It is.
But if people went, hey, Brendan, Ferraris are killing people left and fucking right, dude. You got to get off the road with this thing. So many people are dying. Like, get rid of the fucking Ferrari.
Yeah, but that's a simplistic perception of what's actually going on. No one's going to think about it that way. They're going to think, I mean, the people that don't have guns are going to think about it that way. But the people that are Second Amendment enthusiasts are going to say, this is a slippery slope. And if you give them any ground, like Joe Biden has been saying, we're going to take your assault weapons. This is one of the things that Joe Biden has said publicly. And this is one of the reasons why the people that are pro-Second Amendment are never going to vote for him.
Yep.
They think that if you give in any way, shape, or form,
they're going to take
a slippery slope, and they're going to take away pistols. I mean, California's already reduced the size of the magazines, but that actually, I think that was voted back. Like, I think that was ruled to be unconstitutional. They had, like, limited magazines. Like, you only have a magazine like 6 rounds or 10 rounds or something like that. No, it was 10. I think they're trying to make it lower, but that has been reversed, I'm pretty sure.
Here's my thing with the mental health. Everyone goes, well, America has a mental health problem. There's a mental health problem all around the world. We just have a gun problem.
That's not true.
You think it's just here?
The mental health problem in the United States is extremely exacerbated by the use of psych drugs. There's way more psych
Europe
drugs.
has problems too, brother.
They don't have nearly as many prescribed drugs in Europe as they do.
Are you sure?
Yes. SSRIs.
I mean, you talked to Bernie Sanders.
I do know. I do know because I've talked to psychologists.
Yeah, you've probably done your research.
It's this pharmaceutical lobby in this country. Look, obviously, not everybody on psych drugs is out murdering people. The problem is it's many layers, right? There's people that are abused. There's people that grow up with a lot of violence. There's people that grow up and they're psychotic. They have psych drugs. The psych drugs are disassociates.
Can't some people just be bad apples though? Like, does it always have to be a mental illness? Like, all these shooters just happen to have mental illness? All of them?
Well,
some just don't suck at life?
Maybe some suck at life, but almost all of them. I mean, in the high 90% are on psych medication.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. And as coming from someone who was murdered by his wife when she was on an SSRI and on cocaine, like, people, when they're on those drugs, it's a varying reaction. And suicidal thoughts are very common, as well as homicidal thoughts, very common. And also the feeling that things aren't real. The people that I've talked to that were on SSRIs that got off of them, one of the things that they all say is that nothing seemed real.
That's
no
crazy.
matter what you did.
Like a video game, like a simulation.
Yes, everything
that's why
felt
they're doing.
blank.
And those kids are,
Yeah, everything felt flat. I think that's a big problem.
Yeah.
For sure, a crazy person with a semi-automatic weapon is a real problem, and you would want to take a semi-automatic weapon away from a crazy person. But the problem is, if there's a guy like you who has a semi-automatic weapon, and you have a ranch somewhere, and you just like shooting coyotes and fucking metal targets that are out in the distance, and you don't harm anybody, and you're a good person, you are technically protected by the Second Amendment. And why should you? But then what about your pistol? Should you take your pistol? What about your shotgun? What if you get a shotgun and you fucking keep reloading it?
But why not just automatic? But again, with shotgun, they're not going to kill as many people.
Depends on whether or not the people are armed. If the people are not armed and they're running around a mall, you can kill a lot of fucking people with a shotgun.
Not as many with the automatic.
Yes, maybe. Yeah, maybe. I mean,
Here's what the scary thing to me. You're one of the smartest people I know. Bertie Sanders is a smart motherfucker. He lives in this world. When you said, what are we going to do? His answer, I was like, that was as good as mine.
yeah,
Fuck,
you're right,
dude.
You're right. There's no
That's
one
what
out
scared
there
me.
that, it's a good thing to be scared because there's no one out there that has a shining light. Like one answer, you're like, that's it.
The smartest
He nailed
minds
it.
in the world.
Yeah.
And then I'm listening. I'm like, well, I've thought of that. That's
Well,
not going to work for me, dude.
The Joe Biden answer is the dumbest answer. We're going to take away your guns. You're going to have a civil
All
war.
guns?
You can't
No,
take
it's
away
not gonna
people's. Well, he was
happen.
saying take away assault guns and assault rifles. You're not going to do that. They're not going to give them
Well,
up. It's
here's-
not constitutional.
Let's
It's
say
gonna
they
be
do
very
do it,
difficult.
Joe. Let's say they do it. There's too many out already, right? There's too many on the market.
There's
So let's say you bet.
400 million guns in this country.
And how many people? There's 300,000 people in this. Or
300
300 million.
There's 100
400
million more guns than there are people.
Okay, so you're not, so if you stop the manufacture of automatic guns right now, there's still 100,000 more than people out there.
And then you'd have to go get them.
But
so you'd
the-
have to go door to door and search
We
people's
can't do that.
houses.
You can't-
That's
that-
what everyone's thinking will happen.
That's not realistic. Like the
How else
purge or
you
some
get-
shit.
How else are you going to get those guns from people?
That's clearly not the answer, is it? That's
No.
never going to happen.
No, it's not the answer.
No one's going to give you those guns. So that's not the answer.
I don't know what the answer is.
I don't either.
But the crazy thing is, if you look at the mass shootings across the world, at the most in other countries, you see like 2 or 3.
I know. For us, it's over 300 already this year. Yeah?
I think it's 270 something.
And a mass shooting is 3 or more.
Yeah.
The other thing to me that's interesting is I used to always think it was kids who are in their basement and they're on Reddit. They're these losers and they have nothing to live for. Probably true.
Some of them.
So most 9 out of 10. But then you got homeboy like over in where was it, Ohio, who had these chicks are coming out. He's banging a few girls. Had a bunch of girls. They're like, man, we saw signs. He was always talking about mass shootings. Like,
He
well,
had
fucking
a rape
say
list.
something.
He had a rape list in high school. Yeah, they all thought he's fucked up. They all thought he was really fucked up. But he was also a Elizabeth Warren supporter who wrote posts about the need for gun control after different mass shootings. I mean, he was a real left-wing guy. And this is something that the media is ignoring because it doesn't fit the narrative. Because the narrative is they're all white, male, right-wing,
And he was left wing.
He was left-wing. Like, yeah, he was a leftist. I mean, he wrote leftist, he, him as his pronouns on his page.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, he was, but it has nothing to do with him. He's a psychopath.
They're saying the kid that they caught, and God, and I don't want to talk about mass shootings, bums me out when did after this. We'll move on to something else. But they're saying the kid they caught in El Paso, the one who ended up dying, I wish he did die. But he was saying that he shows no remorse. He's like, fuck yeah, I did it, man. And they're like, are you kidding me, dude? You killed kids. He's like, you're damn right.
Shot a baby.
How crazy is that?
Yeah. No.
And he's going to get a cushy fucking, room. He's living better than, most of these fucking immigrants that come here and get detained. It's insane, man.
They should definitely kill him. And
They should
definitely.
They should torture him, man.
Just kill him.
Just a
Just
quick.
kill him. It's
not
having him
fair,
suffer,
man.
But having him suffer doesn't help anybody. It really doesn't. But having him around doesn't help anybody either.
No.
You're not going to reform that.
Here's
guy.
the good thing though. In his manifesto, he went, hopefully someone gets me and shoots me so I don't have to go through the legal system. That's way worse. It'd be way better to die real quick. So at least he doesn't want this. That's a good thing. Why is it all white dudes? Isn't that weird?
Question.
White
Charlemagne.
people are crazy, bro.
Charlemagne actually put that it was all these white guys. That white guys are the biggest threat in terms of terrorism in America. And Instagram took his post down.
How crazy is that? They're more of a threat than ISIS.
But he had
Way more.
photos of all these different white guys who committed mass murders. And as a white guy, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, me too. I
those
went, no
guys are white
shit,
guys.
Charlemagne. Yeah, you're right.
But they took his post down.
Well, how crazy is that?
Then they put it back up. They put
You're
it back
damn
up.
right they did.
Yeah.
Charlemagne has some power, man.
Well, he made his case, and he's correct. He had literal photographs of all the different people that were white that have committed mass
They
murders.
just look
and
like shit.
named the last time. The last time there was a black guy that committed a mass murder was those fucking guys in D.C. They were shooting people out of their car.
Are you talking about the
Remember
DC
that
sniper?
sniper? Yeah.
It was a son and father, yeah?
It was a guy and a younger guy.
Was it
I
not
don't
son and
think
father?
the younger guy was his son.
That's a serial killer, though, yeah?
Yes.
Not so much a mass. He's
Right,
doing
he
one
wasn't
at a
doing it
time.
in one-
Yeah,
yeah.
he wasn't killing 3.
Right.
But that was scary because people were just at like gas stations getting murked.